And we're back, everyone. Welcome to the evening update, September 5th, 2025. Guys, as we wrap up another week together, I appreciate you all that show up. I appreciate all of you who share out the live, as Shell recommended. Please do so. Make sure your friends, family, brothers, sisters, enemies, allies, everybody can join us here. And we can roast them in the chat, or they can submit memes and we can talk about them. But mostly, guys, it's just been a very busy week. So let's get the first story pulled up. Let me readjust something real quick. And boop. We did it. Apparently the chat is also ready to display messages. Yes. Thank you very much, Restream.io. First story, guys, we get into our military section because, well, we have some military veterans in the audience. I am myself a military veteran. I think that this is a wonderful change. You can see here, Fox News had reported that the White House announced that it will bring back the Department of War name for the Department of Defense because Department of Defense just sounds like we're defending. Well, that's not really what our military is for, guys. Our military is for kicking indoors and kicking ass. So we are changing it back to its original name. As Pete Hegseth here says, Department of War. You can see the Department of Defense logo there on New Skinny Rock. And you can see the United States of America War Office logo there on Jacked Rock. What do you guys think? I like it. I like it as well, Shell. Thank you. Yeah, Department of War sounds way more badass, guys. And people need to understand, our military is for destroying and killing things. That's what it's for. I'm tired of being used as a police force around the world. It's just not really what it's for. You guys see here, good riddance from Pete Hegseth. The Army is canceling a Biden-era promotion program aimed at eliminating bias. Yes, this was a DEI program. This was an affirmative action style program, and it is now going away. So Pete Hegseth here, good riddance. Promotions across the Department of Defense will only be based on merit and performance. That is it. No more quotas, no more nonsense. Just merit and performance as it should be. So, great change there. More great changes, guys. You can see here, officials confirmed after we roasted the boat that we covered 2 days ago that 2 armed Venezuelan F-16 fighter jets flew over the USS Jason Dunham. Now, what's interesting about that is we got flown over by some Venezuelan F-16s. Now, these were sold to Venezuela previously. But this is the end result, guys. I have an episode on my YouTube channel. If somebody wants to dig it up and link it, they can. It is one of my older videos, but the video is basically titled that we fight our own equipment. This happens all the time. We did this with Iran and Iraq. We've done this with countries in South America. We've done this with now countries in the Middle East and now again in South America. Why is it that we are one of the largest arms dealers for the world, which is true? We make a lot of money selling weapons to a lot of people. But the problem is when those weapons then get turned around on us. Iran still has F-14 Tomcats. Now, if you didn't figure it out yet, Top Gun Maverick was about Iran. Right? They still have F-14s. They have a hard time getting spare parts for them because we don't supply them with spare parts anymore. But we're always selling weapons to countries. And then within a few decades, we're fighting against our own weapons. It's kind of retarded. I don't know why we do it. Let's go, Flash. Yes. Let's go. Yeah, let's post out the space, guys. Post out the live. Help a buddy out. Let's see if we can break 150. A clean 150. And the Department of War, if you can see, they've already changed their X account name. The @ still needs to be updated, but hey, the name's already there. Department of Defense header. Guys, come on. You can do better than that. But today, 2 Maduro regime military aircraft flew over a U.S. Navy vessel in international waters. This is highly provocative move. Was designed to interfere with our counter-narco-terror operations. The cartel running Venezuela, basically calling out Maduro, is strongly advised to not pursue any further efforts to obstruct, deter, or intervene with counter-narcotics and counter-terror operations carried out by the U.S. military, guys. This is what they just told them.
Nope.
Yeah, they said don't do it. If you do it, there is going to be an escalation. And an escalation will not go well for Maduro. It will not go well for Venezuela. Even though Venezuela posted a video, I think it was yesterday, saying, oh, guys, don't worry. We're ready to fight the U.S. It's like, I don't think you are. Like, don't do that. Just don't. You know, Gardner here, let's play tag. I think we'd win that game, don't you? Conservative Alternative Sam, we got the Democrat Party has become little more than a domestic extremist organization from Stephen Miller. Yes. Yeah, guys, they really shouldn't do this. This is going to be a huge game of FAFO. They're going to FO real quick. So I highly recommend that Venezuela and Maduro, I know you're not going to watch this stream, but if anyone that you know does, hopefully they tell you that FEAing is a bad idea. And we're going to round out our military section with a little meme here, guys. I just went through the process of getting reevaluated for disability for the VA, and I can tell you it was unpleasant. Not only is it unpleasant, it's highly inconvenient. I got sent to 3 different cities to go to 3 different doctors. They were all at least an hour away from where I live, all in different directions. This happened over a period of 3 weeks. So the part that is upsetting about this is today I had my final pulmonary function test. That's where you blow in the tube until you can't blow anymore and you keep trying to blow and it hurts. Well, as I was leaving that office, did I walk by a room? And that room had, oh my gosh, audio testing equipment in it. You know what I did a week ago? Where I had to drive an hour and a half the other direction from where I live for an audio test. So the VA can suck it. They're horribly inefficient. They don't treat their people very well right now. But I thought this meme would go really well, guys. VA be like, this is almost like the Pawn Stars meme, but it's like the best I can do is 20%. I'm currently at 10. So we'll see if that changes. I'm not going to hold my breath because the pulmonary function test was unpleasant enough. What's up, Karen? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Always good to have you in the audience. Wrapping up military, going into immigration, guys. We start international. Shabanana Mahmoud, whatever, has been named the UK Home Secretary in charge of borders, police, and immigration.
Nope.
Guys, I know that we think this is satire, and wokeness points out in the comments there. Everyone thinks this is satire. This is not. It's 100% true. Guys, the UK has fallen. They literally named a Muslim migrant to the head of borders, police, and immigration as they are facing an escalating problem of migrants and Muslim extremists. So I don't know what to do with these guys anymore, but the UK is just kind of borked. And we're going to move on. Hochul here in the United States, in the state of New York. Today, at least a dozen children returned from school to discover their parents were taken by masked ICE agents. Separating families will not make New York safer, and I always stand against this cruelty. Weird. But as Josie points out, God bless her, redheaded libertarian, if I break the law, I'd be arrested and separated from my children, so I try not to break the law. This is very true, guys. Every single one of us in the audience, if we break the law, you'd get taken away from your kids. The same thing happens to these people. They broke the law. They came here illegally. Watching that cringy exchange on Piers Morgan with Benny Johnson and Geraldo Rivera was so telling. And maybe I'll pull that video for tomorrow's weekly update episode, guys. But criminal aliens committed a crime. They can get arrested. They can be deported. And if your kids are citizens, you can elect to have them go with you, or they will get left behind. Either way, it's your choice as the criminal Are you going to take them with you? Or are you going to leave them behind and cry about it? Well, I don't really care, but Hokola never sees a victim that she doesn't like latching onto. Karen, please repost the stream. That is right. Please, please, please post out that live. Let's break 150. Let's try and set a personal best for a evening update episode. Y'all killed it last week on the weekly update. We had 1,057 views, guys. I greatly appreciate it. Every little bit helps me, guys. And I am here for you. And maybe within a few months, we will be transitioning to 5 days a week, which is not an easy thing to do, guys. But I'm here for you because I love you guys in the audience. Karen says, hey, Shell. That's right. Hey, Shell. Glad that you made it back home safely. Libs of TikTok, a restaurant in St. Charles, Missouri, has shut down after ICE arrested over 20 illegal aliens who were working there. 2 individuals have also been charged with hiring and harboring illegals. This is the way. This is what I voted for. Arrest the illegals and then arrest the people employing them. Because they're only here because they can get work. The people that are giving them work as criminal aliens should also be charged. So, love to see it. And we have a couple of these stories in a row, guys, and they only get bigger and bigger. My backyard. Yes, Karen, that is right. Not too far from St. Louis. But as you can see, guys, they're starting to take this more seriously. The U.S. Coast Guard, Spencer, intercepted an overloaded vessel carrying 191 Haitian migrants or Haitian illegals 40 miles off the coast. All aboard were sent back to Haiti with swift, lethal precision, ensuring maritime security and border integrity. Hell yeah. That's what heroes do. Love the meme, guys. But yes, Coast Guard intercepted some Haitians, sent them right back home. None of that nonsense. We don't need you here. And the best story that I saw today, ICE officials just conducted the largest single operation in DHS history, arresting over 450 undocumented immigrants working at a worksite raid at a Hyundai battery plant in Georgia. That's right. Let's watch the video real quick.
To end on the site right now.
Aw. You hate to love to see it. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, just people. Look at the number of people. 450 people. And the thing is, they're always like, oh, they're arresting these illegals. These illegals are here doing jobs nobody wants. Right? Nobody wants to pick crops. It's just interesting that the Democrats seem to think that the only job illegals do is picking crops because they treat the illegals like slaves, and Democrats love their slaves. So they just picture that they're out there picking cotton and picking crops. Well, it turns out if you can underpay an employee because they're a criminal alien, turns out even companies like Hyundai will employ them in high-tech jobs. Do you think that Americans would line up for these jobs at a battery factory? I think they would. Don't you? They lined up to take the place of the Haitians in Nebraska when they raided their chicken processing plants many years ago. So the argument that all the illegals get arrested for and that they do jobs that nobody wants to do and it's always farm work is a fucking lie. Fake news. Battery plant jobs. The green jobs, these high-tech green jobs that they're saying are just such wonderful jobs, guys. Americans wouldn't want to do these, right? Yeah. F them. Karen, such a shame. Yes, isn't it? You can see here, Trump administration has found over 22,000 missing migrant children who are allowed to be trafficked in under Joe Biden. Tens of thousands to go. Hundreds of thousands. Over 300,000 unaccompanied minors, I think UACs, were reported unaccounted for after placement with sponsors with lax follow by HHS. 300,000, guys. We have found tens of thousands. Many, many more to go. Very sad to see. The fact that the prior administration just allowed this level of human trafficking is a travesty, but it's good to see that Trump is doing what he can and his government is doing what they can to try and make it right. So we're going to transition into law enforcement, guys. Law enforcement, even overseas, isn't doing so great sometimes, but law enforcement Canadian police chief, this guy, Jim, is telling citizens that if they are ever faced with a home invasion, they should comply with the assailant, completely opposing proposals for castle laws that would protect citizens who defend themselves. The crazy thing is, guys, he made this statement not long after somebody was murdered in a home invasion. So what do we get? We get George Alexopoulos and his artwork, because George's artwork is always fun to see. So let's get this pulled up and let's look at it real quick. He always does very good for sale political cartoons. Walking into random American houses, which happened, guys. This happened in America. This is in reference to a news story. I don't have it pulled up, but a group of teenagers, I believe it was 3, were shot and killed by a homeowner because they thought it would be fun to just break into homes. So they got shot and killed. Well, in this cartoon, you got walking into random American houses. Ha ha ha, right? It's fun, kids. No, it's not. I highly recommend against this. Do not do this in the United States. We are not Canada. We are not the UK. This is a severe case of FAFO, guys. These kids went into this home, and the homeowner shot and killed them. So as you can see, you have people thinking it's funny to break into homes. They break in, guys holding a gun. He has earplugs, and then there are body bags. Yeah, don't do it, guys. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Crazy law enforcement story, guys. First time here in the United States, we have a city with a foreign language like Arabic predominantly displayed on their patches. The Dearborn Heights Police Department revealed the nation's first ever officer uniform patch featuring Arabic script. It was designed by a woman named Emily Murdoch. Who here is surprised? Is anybody surprised that it was designed by what sounds like and is probably a white woman? Is anyone surprised?
Nope.
Yeah, me neither. The Karens, no offense, Karen. I know you don't like the name shaming. Look, we love you, Karen. It's not you. It's the Karens. It's not Karen. Just remember that. But guys, Lily Tang Williams is pointing out here, this is what happens when people come here, refuse to integrate into American society. No ethnicity in history has ever done this before. This is not acceptable. English should be the only official language in the U.S. I agree. What, my man? I love you too, buddy. He was right behind you on the stairs. Okay? Okay. Okay, anyways. He had to interrupt the show to tell me he loves me. I'll allow it. But guys, who thinks this is a good idea? Like, this is absolutely preposterous and insane. This is the level of suicidality in a culture and in a law enforcement system that we just haven't seen here in the United States. Karen, Michigan has fallen. Yeah, Dearborn's the center of it, man, but you are right. I think Michigan has fallen. You have, is it Michigan also? Where is it? Or no, Minnesota is the Somalis, right? Because I think that state fell also. Just pointing that out. You have a bunch of Somali folks that are running that place and declaring that Somalia is their priority over America. Like, I don't know what to do with that other than deport them all. Yes, denaturalize and deport them all. If you are not pro-America and you are pro-Somalia, good. Get the fuck out. Go to Somalia. ICE agents are now officially set to surge into Chicago, Illinois, imminently as part of an immigration crackdown. This move comes in addition to the National Guard. In addition, guys. Love to see it. So we'll probably have an update on this in the next few days, and we will cover it here as we can. Also, timing might be turning spicy as multiple large Mexican Independence Day parades are scheduled in the city, too. Yeah, sorry, Shell. Yeah, Shell lives in Michigan. That's unfortunate. You got to get out of there. Get out of there. Just like Karen, you're living in misery. What are you doing? Us over in Nebraska called it misery for a reason. You got to come over to the other side of the river to the good life. I always thought the slogans and things on the state signs was humorous. Yeah, ICE agents going into Chicago, even though they say they don't want it. That's too bad. They need the help. You got here, Feds seizing 1,300 barrels stuffed with meth precursor chemicals shipped from China to Mexico. So we have more drugs. California is a beautiful state too, Karen. That's not a good argument. The weather is amazing. The beaches, the mountains, everything, the trees. California is beautiful. Maybe that was harsh. I don't know. I still love you though, Karen. Yep. Lots of precursor chemicals. Guys, China is literally killing us by the hundreds of thousands. And we are refusing to recognize this as an act of war. Maybe the Department of War will change that stance, because you go shipping 1,300 barrels stuffed full of precursor chemicals, you're trying to kill people. Just like when they ship enough fentanyl to kill tens of millions of people, they're trying to kill people. We can't tolerate this stuff, guys. We just can't. This is in reference, 0 Hour has a reference to the fact that the Epstein victims held a press conference. But what they did at the press conference, they said, oh, we're going to make our own client list. We're going to release it. They had millions of people watching, and yet they said nothing. They named nobody. So I'm kind of with 0 Hour on this one, guys. The whole thing feels like it's too little too late. I don't trust the list. I don't trust the list from anybody anymore. Apparently, some of the women that were talking at the press conference were people that sold their friends and other people to Epstein, allegedly. So who's to say who to believe in this story? I'm with 0 Hour. I don't trust the government. I don't trust the victims in this. I don't trust it not to be politicized. And the fact that you had the podium with millions of people watching and you named nobody makes me not trust you. So they could have said names, ended the support. I'm over it. I agree. Off to dinner. Have a great night, everyone. Yes, Karen. You also have a wonderful night. Enjoy your dinner. Shell says, God night, Karen. Love you. Yes. Oh, corrected. Good night. I assumed that was what you were saying. Yeah, guys, 0 Hour. I'm in agreement. Breaking, Janine Pirro, the U.S. attorney, announced the arrest of two 17-year-old youths who murdered a 21-year-old congressional staffer in D.C. in July. Treat them as adults and bury them under the gulag. No wrist slapping. Make them an example. I completely agree. Make an example out of them both publicly. Good point, Gunther. Yes, the two youths, which were, probably future engineers and rocket scientists, I'm sure. If Obama had a son. Yeah. Yep, killed a congressional staffer. Well, now they found who they are. So hopefully they charge them as an adult. And the most terrifying thing that's getting us so close to the Minority Report, it's not even funny. If you've been following Palantir and their database building and tracking of personal information, this should terrify you, because now we have flock safety. They deployed more than 80,000 AI cameras across the United States and will launch drones this year to respond in real time to 911 calls with AI-triggered alerts. It is a $275 million funding round, was led by the Horowitz Foundation and with Founders Fund, co-founded by Palantir's Peter Thiel, among the participating investors. So they're literally going to be launching drones, responding to 911 calls in real time. They've got these cameras all over the place. If anything, this reminds me a lot of the UK and the fact that they had edge runners running around with electric-powered saws cutting down light poles that had the cameras on them. You can see here, this is my favorite meme that somebody attached. It is the U.S. government, Palantir, and Flock cameras waiting behind the door to stab you when you come home from your 3 jobs just trying to pay your bills. This is a video of one of those edge runners that I was talking about, guys. They literally are just cutting down light poles that have cameras on them. So if you think that this won't happen in the United States, if they start putting these things live, you're kidding yourself. But it's getting worse out there, guys. AI can be a great tool, but like any tool, it can be used for good or it can be used for evil. I have a feeling AI is going to be used for evil more than good. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Leave a comment about it. Let me know what you guys think about Palantir and Flock AI and all these folks and what they're doing with the power of AI and data attribution databases of our personal information. We're going to head over to government real quick for a few. Gavin Newsom here. Nice little meme. Cartoon. I will rule over the ashes. This is probably in reference to the Malibu fire, among others. But I think this is really what he's doing. He's trying to, I don't know if he's trying. He supports the people that are burning down a large percentage of the system, because most progressives are fine. Communists, socialists, progressives, and the like are fine burning 95% of a system to the ground if they can control the remaining 5%. So this is a reflection of that in cartoon form, and I love it. See, America posted, the federal government employment declined by 15,000 in August and is now down about 97,000 jobs since January. Yes. Yes. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. I think the smaller the federal government gets, the better. So let's hope that continues. I think AI is going to be used for evil, as do I, Shell. But hopefully there's enough people out there doing good with it that it counters some of that evil. We're just going to have to wait and see. Matt Van Swall said, Andrew Yang. Oh, yes. Okay. So Andrew Yang originally posted, if I were president, I'd give my salary back to the American people, $1,095 a day. Van Swall says, we already have a president that does that, my man. His name is Donald Trump. And apparently he didn't realize that Trump does donate his salary back. He does not take a salary as president. And his family is losing quite a bit of money compared to what it could be getting if he was still at the helm of his company. But he's not. He's helping us, and he's doing amazing things. So let's hope he keeps it up. One of the amazing things that Trump does so well, though, is troll. So you have here, he is trolling Newscomb by putting a Trump 2028 hat on him.
When I said that I received in the mail a Trump 2028 hat from one of his biggest supporters. These guys are not screwing around. Exaggerating when I said.
Yeah. Yeah, he got a Trump 2028 hat in the mail, guys. And we're going to transition right into MAHA and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. This was one of the major stories in the last 2 days. He was in front of Congress answering questions, also facing a group of 1,000 current and former HHS employees. I'm kind of curious how that breaks down. Is it 99% former employees? Because I feel like that's probably the way it is. But guys, a bunch of employees, former and current, from HHS are demanding that he resign. You know how many of those are probably like random office paper pushers and bureaucrats? Nobody cares. But, you know, they're pushing for him to resign. So here is a call by Eric to say that he needs all the support he can get. I agree we should support RFKJr. I think he's doing great things. I think MAHA is a great idea. But his viewpoints on the vaccines are being called into question. So you can see here, Eric also posts that Bobby is losing his patience with these pharma bot buffoons. You're not understanding how the world works. Let's pull this video up big and let's watch it.
The protocols used for the autism study with Congress and to the public?
They're public.
Will you commit to giving it to this committee by the end of the week?
Those protocols for that study are public information. Go look it up, man. Somebody needs to send this asshat. Somebody needs to send this asshat on this side a let me Google that for you link. Because this guy could just look it up himself.
No, not because that's not the way it works.
Will you
don't even know what you're talking about.
Mr. Secretary, will you commit to sharing the protocols for the study by the end of the month?
We already have
You just said it's public.
We put out the notice of funding opportunities, and then the scientists from all over the world.
You're not understanding me. Let me
No, you're not understanding how the world works.
Do you understand what the protocols are? Do you understand what they are?
The scientists who are doing the studies submit the protocol.
Okay, so you know
That's
what
not
they
coming
are.
from us.
So will you commit to sharing those protocols with this committee?
Well, anybody can get a hold of the protocol. It's published with the study.
Mr. Chairman, what I'd like to ask is for your commitment here.
He's like, literally, guys, you could look it up. It's published with the study. Do your own damn homework. Like, I'm not going to waste my time Googling shit for you. That's what he should have just said that. Like, I would have fully supported him saying that. Just be like, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm the Secretary of HHS. I'm not wasting my time Googling shit for you that you can Google yourself. Like, I'm not doing it. Here's another one. Senator Warner, you're saying the Biden administration is... Oh, this one's going to be good. So this one's only 17 seconds. I'm not even going to make it big.
So you're saying the Biden administration politicized all the data? Go back to what Senator Cantwell just said.
Fired Dr.
Go to
Krause.
the Trump Surgeon General.
They fired Dr. Krause. They fired all the people who questioned the orthodoxy. They fired Dr. Gruber, Dr. Krause,
So, Mr.
Martin
Chairman, the
Gilmore.
Secretary of Health.
He's like, yeah, no, they fired everybody. So, yes, I'm saying they politicized the data. Yes, I'm saying they covered it up. They were firing everybody who was contradicting them publicly. They're just like, nope, get out. You're fired. You're gone. MAHA. Get him, Secretary Kennedy. That's right. And Mike Benz here is posting, Big Pharma paid Elizabeth Warren over $10 million for her opinions. What opinions do you think they paid her to have? Ooh, I like the way that he spun that, allegedly. But instead of saying they paid her for her opinion, almost makes it sound like they were asking her some consulting type questions, like help us. Instead, the implication, the way that was phrased, is that in fact they paid her to have an opinion that they set. It's probably not too far off. Again, it's allegedly 10,477,000 from healthcare campaign contributions. What do you think that money was given to her for? Interesting. And it looks like we highlighted other people. Michael Reich, when worms attack. If you say so. You also had this good cartoon. I had to include this as well from Sam. This is basically how it went down yesterday. Vaccine denier. But she's got Big Pharma's hand up her butt. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense, actually. Good work, Sam. And Steve posted this one. Good morning. I tried to follow the science, but it was simply not there. Then I followed the money, and that's where I found the science. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting how so many of these studies are paid for with grants. And it's weird how they always seem to find the answers that the politicians are looking for. It's almost like they know to continue the grant, they have to feed the information to the people funding the grant that the people funding the grant want. Because if they don't get the information they want, why would they continue to pay the grant? This is probably a good reason why we should do like Gardner has said in the past. Why did we go from issuing zero interest loans that had to be repaid to doing grants? I think if we did zero interest loans and the money had to get paid back to the government, you wouldn't see nearly this much corruption in the medical system. But this is the reality we live in. This is what we have to operate with. So this is what we're getting. You follow the money, guys. That's where you're going to find the science. Caroline Leavitt. Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. is taking flack because he's over the target. That's right. That's how that phrase goes. You only catch flack when you're over a target. Trump administration is addressing root causes of chronic disease, embracing transparency in government, and championing gold standard science. Only the Democrats could attack that common sense effort. Yeah, guys, they don't like reality. They don't like science. They don't like facts. Only when they're convenient and only when they support their cause. Questionable Gardner, 4 out of 5 dentists recommend. They ignored the other 95 dentists, 1989. Yeah. I see what you did there. 4 out of 5 implying that it would be 80%, but you're saying that they only actually took the opinion of 5. Interesting how phrasing can do that. So RFKJr gets his knowledge from where? Osmosis. Well, he is the secretary. He doesn't have to know all of it. That's why he has people that work under him Just like almost no C-suite person knows the minutia of the daily operations on the factory floor of their company because they have people under them that do that. Also, they say he's a vaccine denier. All of RFK Jr.'s kids are vaccinated. What he disagrees with is the current vaccine schedule, the larger number of vaccines, the accelerated pace that we get those vaccines, and then vaccines like COVID that were pushed through that weren't actual vaccines, my guy. Like the COVID vaccine did not prevent the spread of the illness at all, which is what a vaccine is supposed to do. That's how it eradicates an illness, is it prevents the spread of it. Like, what are we doing? Learn about osmosis in junior high. Well, I've also seen Osmosis Jones. Does that make me an expert? Like, I don't know what you're getting at. Yeah, Crest Toothpaste got busted in 1989 for doing that. Oh, interesting. Thank you for that little bit of interesting information there, Gardner. I appreciate it. And Mike, if I don't know what your contention is, Mike. If you don't like RFK Jr., that's fine. But trying to say that he's accountable for knowing all of the science and information about everything that happens in HHS is just not realistic. Bill Clinton, like Bush, none of these people knew everything about the government when they were at the top of the government. No one in a company that's in the C-suite knows everything about what goes on the factory floor. It's a strange standard. I don't know where you get it from. JD Vance, when I see all these senators trying to lecture and gotcha Bobby Kennedy today, all I can think of is y'all support off-label, untested, and irreversible hormonal therapies for children, mutilating our kids and enriching big pharma. You're full of shit and everyone knows it. Dang. He came at them hard. Please just squish it. Put it in the trash. My boy just brought me up a black ant on his hand. It's like, what are you doing? Okay, it's gone. Put it in the trash. Pick it up. Put it in the trash. Well, go find it. I know it's small. You also just squished it. Then he drops it on the carpet. Oh, but yeah, Hexet's right. Or sorry, JD Vance is right on that one. Did you find it? Better find it. Don't say can't. I don't want to hear that in this house. You absolutely can. Try harder. Nick Sotor, RFK Jr. giving an absolute beatdown. Well, let's see what he had to say on this one.
You described
Senator,
moving the Titanic.
Are you saying that the mRNA vaccine has never been associated with myocarditis or pericarditis in teenagers?
I am simply.
Is that what you're trying to tell us?
I am simply trying to say that the people that you have put on that panel, after firing the entire.
You're evading the question.
He is.
No, I'm asking the questions here.
You're
Mr.
evading
Kennedy.
that question.
I'm asking the questions.
I'm asking the questions here.
I
Mr.
asked you a
Kennedy.
question.
I'm asking the questions for Mr. Kennedy on behalf of parents and schools.
Also, guys, they're removing the requirement, just like in Florida, right? There was an article came out yesterday. Or maybe it was actually Wednesday because we covered it in Wednesday's evening update. Florida is removing the requirement for vaccines. They are not banning them. They are not outlawing them. They are not saying that parents can't get them for their kids if they want them. They're just saying that school systems and other things that cannot require your kids to get them. That's it. So if you want to give them to your kids, if you want to pump them full of who knows what, feel free. If you're their parent, that's your prerogative. Until it's actually proven that these are dangerous. They just released today that a combination of Tylenol and I'll have to pull the article for tomorrow. I don't have that one pulled up, but there was two conditions. It was Tylenol during pregnancy and folate, I forget the name, deficiency might be an indicator or a trigger for autism. So people are saying it was vaccines. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was Tylenol combined with deficiencies during pregnancy. There's lots of things, guys. They're doing studies now that they've never done because pharma prevented them from being done. If anything, I'm happy about that. We should do more studies, like actual studies, to try and find the truth. Like, I don't know why anybody wouldn't want that. Does anyone in my audience actually trust Big Pharma? Maybe Mike. I don't know. Who actually trusts these people anymore? They lost all of their credibility with COVID. All of it. We're going to leave MAHA and RFK, and we're going to transition to our energy section. So energy and science, U.S. Department of Energy posting that energy is not just an industry, it's the industry that empowers everything. Yeah, without an energy sector, guys, you don't have any other sectors. You don't have manufacturing. You don't have agriculture. You don't have anything without energy. So I always love the U.S. Department of Energy account's doing great work. They're doing great work like this. Drill, baby, drill. It's the energy we have. We have coal, we have oil, we have natural gas. We have all forms of energy that we wouldn't need to import it from elsewhere. Right? We can do photovoltaic solar, makes some sense, but we don't make those solar panels here. So let's make those solar panels here. Wind turbines are dumb. Don't build any more bird blenders. Most of these other renewable energy sources are dumb. Let's build nuclear. Let's use natural gas. Because natural gas is a great power source to transition us towards nuclear, because it's going to take some time to ramp up nuclear. And then after we finish ramping up nuclear, guys, we can transition to other things. But we need reliable baseload power to power data centers, AI, the cloud. Everyone loves the cloud, right? Everybody wants their stuff available everywhere. They use their Google Drive account or their Microsoft OneDrive or their who knows what, Proton, for file storage and email. Like, everyone wants their stuff available on their smartphone at all times. Guess what that takes? Lots of energy, lots of data center capacity. What powers that? It's not going to be the wind. Okay. We need reliable energy, reliable American energy. So let's do that. And part of that reliable American energy, guys, is methane. Well, we have methalox or kerosene. Dragon is powered by kerosene and liquid oxygen. Starship is methane and liquid oxygen. That's how over 90% of the world's mass to orbit is getting there, guys. So we should be using American energy to do it, and we are. Dragon actually completed just a few days ago the first in a series of burns to help maintain the space station's orbital altitude. They call this station keeping. It used to be that Cygnus and some of the other ships were used mostly for the station keeping, and Dragon had never actually done it until now. So congratulations to SpaceX and the Dragon team for executing something else. This is yet another thing that Dragon and SpaceX can do for our government, where we won't have to rely on foreign suppliers. We won't need to rely on the Russians to do it. SpaceX also posted these gorgeous photos, guys, from the Starship test. Look at that shot. You have the plume from the ascent. It's coming back down. You have the lift point there and a grid fin. You have the shadows from the clouds. It's a gorgeous picture, guys. Gorgeous pictures. Straight down the body of Starship. Looking at the curved Earth, because it's a globe. It's not a flat disk. There's no ice wall over there. I'm looking at you, flat earthers. Look at that plasma. Oh, it's so beautiful, guys. These are scenes and sights that we would never see if not for SpaceX and the way that they have revolutionized how we watch space launches in high resolution, in real time, beamed over Starlink. It's an amazing thing to watch, guys. And look at that. You have more plasma interactions this time on the daylight side. You have the coloration in the stainless steel. This is probably one of the most beautiful pictures ever taken by mankind. So, huge fan of what SpaceX is doing with Starship, guys. Huge fan. I will continue to broadcast as many of the launches as I can, as we did the other night with Test 10. So, whenever you see a launch, check us out. I'll try to be live for them. But Everyday Astronaut is my go-to. If I'm not live, go watch his feeds. Or watch both. I think Gardner watched mine and his. But this little excerpt is actually kind of nice. So I'm going to read it real quick. It says, I've been reflecting on Starship's program over the last week, and one thing has become obvious. SpaceX is enjoying the freedom to try and fail in a way that they couldn't with Falcon 9. Doing anything experimental on Falcon 9 was risky because it was SpaceX's only source of income. It was their lifeline, their workhorse. Meaning any tweaks to Falcon 9 to try and land a booster back in the day was a delicate balance. Don't push the envelope too hard because it could lead to a failure of a primary mission, which did happen twice. When SpaceX first landed a booster almost 10 years ago, they were fairly slow to refly, and the first non-Block 5 boosters were only capable of a couple of reflights. This gave the pause to some in the industry and community, fearing all this reusability hype wasn't going to pan out. But SpaceX learned from the landing attempts to develop their Block 5 Falcon 9 and has now gone on to have a single booster fly 30 missions, guys. That's right. Just this week, they had a single booster that has now landed 30 times. One booster. Think about that. That's 29 sets of 9 engines that they did not have to build from scratch. That's 29 rocket bodies that they didn't ditch in the ocean. If you notice, over the Indian Ocean, guys, between India and Australia, there is an entire corridor in the ocean that is just full of rocket debris. So SpaceX is helping to fight that. They're being more green. Now imagine if SpaceX could have had the freedom to not worry about flying customer payloads to get data during Falcon 9's reusability campaign. Imagine if they could have tested engine out procedures or push booster reentry envelopes or try hot staging or what have you, just like they've been doing with Starship. This is the phase that SpaceX is in now with Starship. I know we hear talking points of today's payload is data, and it could seem like a gimmick or even an excuse, but that freedom almost no rocket program has had before. To know you can just try things out. Fly real-life hardware without bankrupting the company is the ultimate development platform. When people say things like Starship hasn't even reached orbit yet, are completely missing the point. They're not just trying to reach orbit. They're trying to do something that's never been done. Build a rapidly reusable rocket, a rocket that can land and refly. This has never been done before, and it's honestly silly to think about. Silly that you think you could do something like this without trying some extreme things. That's what we're seeing today, and that's extremely exciting to me. I can't wait to see version 3 of Starship fly because they have learned so many lessons already, and they have a factory capable of making rockets at scale. And we just get to sit back and watch the cook. It's an exciting time to be alive. Yes, Gardner, I completely agree with you because that is my next story, sir. Today was Falcon's 500th booster return. Falcon 9 launched 28 Starlink satellites from Florida and completed its 500th launch and landing of an orbital class booster. That started in 2016. For 9 years, guys, they have launched and re-landed 500 boosters. As Brian points out here, how much money do you think these 500 landings have saved SpaceX to date? Elon said as many as 24 a day with an average of 10 a day. That is the future goal for Starship. That's right. Within the next 10 years, he has declared that you could see up to 24 launches a day. That is 1 an hour. I'll share conspiracy theory another day. And we're going to transition from science into culture, guys. Culture, unfortunately, in the last few weeks has been full of trannies, but it is what it is. This was one question that was asked on X, and I know this is engagement farming, guys, but you know what? I'll engage a little bit sometimes in this. But should should X place a country flag on profiles who are verified with a blue check mark? Who thinks this is a good idea? I really like this idea, A, because I am located in the United States, which is reflected in my profile picture, but I would fully support people doing this. Why? Because it turns out there's a lot of foreign accounts that are posing as U.S. patriots. So, yeah, let's do this. I want to see how many of these patriots are in India. How many of them are in Sri Lanka? How many of them are in Europe, Africa, Asia? Like, what do you guys think? How many of the big accounts Like, I think Ian Miles Chong, is that the one that he's actually like Malaysian? Like, how many of these accounts that are huge on X are actually foreigner accounts that are trying to influence U.S. elections and U.S. policy? It'd be interesting to see. So let me know what you guys think. And while you're thinking about it and writing about it in my comments, also post out the live, guys. Help us get to 150 for an evening update. That is our goal. Please help us get there. So post out the live. Let your friends and family see it. Shell posted this one and shared it with us, but well, Trump posted it, but Shell shared it so that I could see it. Never going to ever have another president like you. That's probably true, but look what they did. He's trolling. He's his creativity. Gonna mute that because that's a song. I don't need to get this stream demonetized. Look at that. Yep, we saved the Cracker Barrel logo, guys. Yeah, we're doing the dance. Yeah, love to see it. Malaysian, but lives in the UK. Oh, thank you. That, I believe, is Ian Miles Chong that he's referring to. Yes, he is not an American. If you look at how much stuff he comments on about domestic policy, you would think he was in America. He's not. I would love to see country badges. Right Angle News Network post, Wisconsin governor, hang on a sec. They're practicing counting, but they're doing it very loudly. So I'm all about it because they're helping each other learn to count, but just very loud. It's fine. So Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers issued a new administrative rule replacing the term father with other parent and removing any form of term pregnant woman, instead using pregnant member. Guys, Wisconsin is falling. We already talked about Minnesota. We talked about Michigan. Wisconsin. Guys, what's going on in the North? Why is the North being conquered? Maybe we should ask ourselves that. Oh, somebody posted it again. I'm not going to read that, but you can see it. That's a Memdani joke. New York is falling, guys. So we had Libs of TikTok post earlier on the 4th. Yikes. This she/her Navy commander, apparently a medical director for transgender healthcare at the Naval Center in California. So this got reported out, and Hegseth answered, pronouns updated, she/her fired. Yeah, because if there's not going to be transgenders in the military, why do you need to have a director of transgender healthcare? Oh, that's right, you don't. What's in the barrel, old timer? Good question. Talking about mine? Or are you talking about the oil barrel that was with Trump and Cracker Barrel? Libs of TikTok also just posting out a ton of culture-related things recently, guys, but received from a follower. Hanging in a girl's bathroom in a school in Anne Arundel County School in Maryland. Girls are forced to accept that mentally ill boys may invade their bathroom. Why is the county school system forcing girls to share their private spaces with boys? Please investigate. U.S. Education Department, which I thought was closing, but, you know. So this was in the girls' bathroom at Old Miss High School. I'm told that there is not one in the boys' bathroom. AACPS refused to protect our girls. Yeah, they're being told that you have to support this. That's wrong.
Nope.
We don't have to support this crap. It needs to end. Also happening in Washington, the state of Washington, guys. Good luck opting your... Okay, hang on a second. So you cannot opt out. So the state's largest school district in Seattle, says parents are forbidden from opting their own children out of lessons about gender and sexuality. There is no option to opt out your students of learning about particular identities and groups of people. No option, they say. Well, there is an option. It's called leave the state, leave the district, leave whatever. Put your kids in an independent religious school. There are many options, guys. But this can't stand. So it looks like Washington has fallen also. And I'd probably throw Oregon in the mix as well. Here's a quick Joe Rogan clip with, he used to be on Steven Crowder's show. I cannot remember his name off the top of my head right now. It'll come to me. Dave Landau, I think. So Dave Landau. Let's see what they have to say.
Wonder if any of the woke AI chatbots have talked to any of these trans school shooters.
They might have.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, the last one, yeah, I don't know.
bro, it's like 7 of the last X amount of trans, 7 in a row have been trans, except one was non-binary, which is just diet trans.
It is.
Right? That's diet trans. That's trans without the sugar.
I just don't get it. Like, I felt suicide.
Oh yes, Gardner. We did have that already. The Dearborn, Dearborn police badge with Arabic on it. Yes, we covered that earlier. Minnesota did truly fall. That's why I stayed in Minnesota as well as Michigan, because Michigan had another story earlier. It's not been a good week for culture, guys.
Like, stay at home and kill yourself. Like, don't go into schools.
Yeah, or just go for a walk.
Yeah, that would be good too.
You know, the
Yeah.
problem is some people get to a certain point in their life and they have no friends and no community and no identity and no life, and they're not successful and they feel like shit, and then they have gender dysphoria on top of that, and then they're probably on a bunch of SSRIs, which RFKJr is going to apparently do some sort of a large-scale research into the connection between mass shootings and psychiatric drugs.
Which they absolutely need to do. If Michael's still in the chat, which I highly doubt he is, tell me that connection. Why is it that so many of these mass shooters are on SSRIs? And we keep prescribing these things to kids. It's not good for them. It's not good for them at all. Guys, Roz alerts. Department of Justice reportedly actively considering implementing a policy that would ban transgender individuals. It classifies as mentally ill from owning firearms. Guys, there are mental health red flag laws already in a lot of states. There are domestic violence red flag laws. There are a bunch of red flag laws that already put you in a state where you cannot own a firearm. When you fill out the forms to buy a gun, you have to put in there if you've ever been involuntarily committed. There's a bunch of health disclosure stuff that should probably get challenged at the Supreme Court, because it really seems like a HIPAA violation to disclose that kind of information. It's also self-incriminating because you have to say whether or not you're addicted to illegal substances and whether or not you're a criminal. Hey, stop kicking my camera tripod, please. Don't touch that, please. Okay? Can you please not kick it? Thank you. I was like, why is my camera shaking? My boy's kicking his legs and he's just kicking the camera tripod. But yeah, guys, there's already precedent for this. I don't like it. I don't like the whole gun control narrative. It seems like a slippery slope to me. But if you're going to prevent people from owning guns, it seems like the transgender community is probably a pretty good target, because they need to be reclassified as a mental illness. It used to be in the DSM, right? Gender dysphoria was a DSM-5, I believe, a diagnosable mental illness. So if you got committed for that would prohibit you from owning firearms. Department of Education found that the Biden regime weaponized the Department of Education and other things against Christians. I'm not surprised at all. The entire world has been targeting Christians. They've been killing them. They've been targeting them, discriminating against them. So you can see here, the Biden administration weaponized the Department of Education and attempted to impose record-breaking fines on some of the nation's largest Christian universities, including Liberty University and Grand Canyon University. They targeted school boards. Yeah, like, guys, I don't care what you think. It is my opinion that we are founded as a Christian nation. Look, you can disagree with me. That's fine. Just understand that at the time of our founding, that the United States was like 98 or like 96 or 98% Christian. Sorry. There was some deists. There was a couple of Jews, I think, but like it was almost all Christian. We are a Christian nation, in my opinion. So seeing us get targeted like that is actually kind of pisses me off. Gardner here with a post, an update from yesterday's post. Yes, the AAG Dillon, folks in Buncombe County, Asheville, North Carolina, heard from civil rights tonight. This was in response to Matt Van Swall's post. This just shows you guys that we definitely need to speak up. When you see something that's wrong, bring it up. Speak about it. Don't just ignore it. Don't think someone else is going to fix it. So Matt brought it up, and now we have AG Dillon here. If they pass an illegal race-based program, they will find out, and we are serious about ending DEI racism. Gardner, an update to yesterday's post regarding the $2 million in race-based grant projects in Asheville. This is a reminder to everybody. If you see waste, fraud, or abuse in your community, post it to Team Doge. Yes, find the Team Doge community on X here. And if you see these things happening, then you need to post about it. Post about it in the community. And people can help you follow up. People can help you dig into it deeper. It can only get better, guys. So if you want to contribute, definitely contribute. Help out with California Doge at the state level. Go to californiadoge.org, I believe, is the website now. Go to the... Hey, guys. Hey. Separate. Now. Anyways, help out with the state level with California Doge. Help out with the national level with the Doge community and the folks over there. We just need to Doge everybody. Help us uncover the waste, fraud, and abuse. We get into women, guys. This is the women's section. So my women my women viewers, I'm sure none of these apply to you. These are mostly women getting L's. Yeah, so that's not you guys. You guys are smart. But you have here. There was a study. Turns out having a husband and kids doubles a woman's likelihood of being happy. Who would have thought? Seems reasonable. Also, guys or gals, or guys, if you want to wear makeup. I don't know why you would, but hey, look, men tend to find women more attractive when they wear less makeup. Yeah, y'all, I don't know why you wear so much. I don't. Other than other women ridicule you. You don't see guys being like, man, I really wish you caked on another pound of cover up and makeup. No, that ain't us. That's y'all. Y'all do it to yourselves, whether you want to admit it or not. You dress up nice when you go out. You wear makeup. It's for the other women so they don't ridicule you. It's not for us. Miami cop arrested after allegedly firing her weapon during an argument over an inappropriate message with her boyfriend. Guys, I don't think we should have women cops. I don't know. What are your things? What are your thoughts on this? It just seems not smart. Also, John's post, a hot-headed Latina in Miami. What are the odds? The odds are probably pretty good, guys. They're probably really good, actually. And then math for feminists. I don't cook. I don't clean. I don't want kids. I don't date under 6 feet. Sometimes I message my ex and I prefer rich, hot guys. 10 years later, where are all the good men? Yeah, Shell says, I don't like makeup. Yeah, it turns out neither do I. Shell also says, no women cops. Yeah, it really just seems, it's not a net good, guys. I'm sure there's a couple of women cops out there that are great. I actually have a friend that I grew up with. She is a cop in my hometown now. Like, I'm sure she does just fine. But like, for the most part, on average, no, absolutely not. And we're getting into memes. Guys, we're wrapping it up soon. Chat band posted this one. This one, I could not stop laughing. It's a complete nonsense. And I don't know where the creativity comes from to make these things, but it's literally a cat riding a little mini pony. Once you ruin your reputation, you can live with total freedom, which is true. Very true. As long as you own it. Karen posted this. It was a Tyrone and Crispy double team. I'll just let you read it. I'm not going to read this. I'm not going to read this on this. Yeah, that's going to trigger some algorithm if I read that top one from Tyrone. But Crispy says, how much content could a content creator create if a content creator could create content? Good Lord, that's a tongue twister. Let's try that again. How much content could a content creator create if a content creator could create content? Probably a lot. Says, I'm never leaving this site. Yep. Appreciate you, Karen. Also, Trump continues the roast and the meme as he poses with Mount Rushmore right at a place that would actually work out really well for him. Right there. Look at that. He's just posing for the mountain. Who thinks he needs to be on Mount Rushmore? I think that would be great. Best stimulus package. Well, that would be a good stimulus package, guys. What do you think? Zero income tax? I agree with Declaration of Memes. That would be wonderful. Crispy, guys. Crispy's contribution is always spicy. Here you go. When he asks if you want to ride his wiener, this is what he means. Is it? I don't own one of those. I'm just saying. But if I did, I would use this line all the time. All the time, guys. I would use that pickup line constantly if I own one of those. All right, let's see who submitted some memes. Let's go. All right. Holy cow. Okay. Well, we're going to start off with a tweaked version of a meme that we had last episode. Female's bright future, heading straight for the iceberg that is OnlyFans. Yeah, you could have, I don't know, had a family, had a loving husband. Yeah, but instead you chose OnlyFans. That's a pretty big L there, guys. Let's see. Let's get these pulled up. You submitted a bunch of them, Gardner. All right, we got some things in here. Okay, still going. Wow. Interesting point. You have here that a account pointed out that the K is a whip. Interesting. What is that? Is that an octopus? You got a treasure box prize? It's an octopus. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, buddy. Had a few free minutes. I can tell, sir. Let's get this one. Hunter's dad tells him he's going to need a new boat. This is in reference to the narco terrorists that got their boat murked. Yeah, Hunter's going to need a new boat, guys. We are not the same. Laying lead versus hiking up nylons. Oof. Yeah, that's last administration, guys. It is just a travesty. Hey, I need you to take another job. Also, the way that he holds the water bottle is still very amusing to me, guys. Pritzker, it's okay. You could trust the experts. The experts. Yes, don't believe RFK, guys. Trust them. What do you think? Who would you trust more? Doppelganger, who wore better, Jalen Carter or Stacey Abrams? I think Stacey Abrams wore it better. What do you guys think? Stephen King. Oh, yeah, he took the L on this one, guys. That original post about the trans shooter. Trans is not the problem. He had a gun. That's the problem. Yeah, he said he. That was a transgender male to female that was identifying as a female, which is crazy. But Stephen King said he. Good work, Stephen. Said the quiet part out loud. Said I'm not only a victim, I'm also the poster child for F around and get memed. Yes, you are, Gavin. Yes, you are. We also had Sydney Sweeney is now being criticized for having a white dog.
Nope.
You can't make this stuff up, guys. Why do they always obsess so much over Sydney Sweeney? Look at the original post. Sydney Sweeney even has a white dog. I literally can't with this girl. You can't what? You can't stop looking at her? Maybe. Yes, guys, they're obsessing over her white dog. I don't understand why that matters. But it's not the person they tell us. If the gun caused this, then the money caused this. We need stronger money controls for Democrats. Except that we know the gun didn't cause that. So then you're saying the money didn't cause that? I don't know. We'll go with it. Let it be this. Next year is going to be lit. 2026. Legend versus legend. So Mayweather and Tyson announced this week. Instead, Meta versus Frankenstein. Zuckerberg versus Gates. Not having not having Elon at a top AI meeting is like not inviting Peter to the Last Supper. So the story in this, though, is that Elon even replied to one of those posts about it and said that he literally had a scheduling conflict, but that somebody from XAI will be there. So there's at least that. But the last thing that Gardner says, watch as Cracker Barrel guy attends his first canceled mascot support group. The bee.
Mascots anymore?
They're coming for all of us.
Since you're new, tell us your story.
Well, I was just minding my business, sitting next to a barrel looking folksy, and this white lady...
Yep, always a white lady.
A white lady said I'm racist. I mean, how? How?
So as I was telling y'all, this white lady says I'm just not connecting with the younger folk these days.
It's those millennials. They ruin everything.
Millennials are in their 40s now. I think the problem is Gen Z.
It's young people. They don't have respect for tradition.
What we like to remind ourselves here is just because certain people turned against us does not mean we're bad mascots. We are beloved.
I'll try to remember that.
So what's in the barrel? Is it crackers?
A barrel would be an odd container for crackers.
So are you the cracker?
Excuse me?
Then what is in there? Is it pickles?
Oh my God. This is what you're referring to, Gardner.
It's just a barrel. I wouldn't worry about it.
Is it fish? Do you have fish in a barrel?
Is it cheese?
It's not rice, is it? Rice is my thing.
Can we move on?
I think that's a good idea. Now, for our next order of business.
What is in that barrel?
Hey, I want you to know two things.
Well. What's up, chat band? We already covered your meme, sir. It was a good one.
I'm just a folksy guy who wants to help sell Southern-style cooking. 2, if you keep asking about the barrel, it's going to be the biggest regret of your life.
Did that barrel just move?
What? Oh, that's just dandy. The public has demanded me back. So long, losers. It's time for me and my barrel to go back to imprisoning the souls of the innocent.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What's up, Crispy? We also covered your meme already, Crispy. It's what happens, I guess. When you show up late, you miss that we covered your memes. Hate to see it. Let's see what else we got. Karen always sends some good ones. Let's pull up some Karen memes. Oh, here we go. Police sketch of Joe Biden's auto ped. Could have been. It could have been. You also always got to carry a knife with you just in case there's cheesecake or you need to stab someone in the throat. Speaking of, I went to Cheesecake Factory the other day thanks to my coworker who gave me a gift card. Oh, man. Salted caramel cheesecake was so good. Fact checkers didn't exist until the truth started to get out. Isn't that weird? It wasn't until we started sharing the truth with each other that then they felt the need to start fact checking. Why is that? Why is it now you have to fact check when we're all learning what is really going on? It's a good question, guys. It's interesting. And last, from Karen, I say Sierra Echo, November Delta. Also, Sierra is spelled wrong, but that's fine. Bravo Echo, Echo Romeo. So, SEND, send, BEER. Send beer. Yes. And the tiramisu cheesecake. I also finished that. Thank you for leaving that. I actually finished both of those tonight. Yeah, it happens. I'll probably just skip eating tomorrow because of that. Do we have any more? Any more? Oh, here's a good one. Posted to us by Shell. This is more of a culture point, but if you have to lie to make a point, your point is bullshit. That's probably true. Reminder, Anonymous. I responded to this as well, guys, but Anonymous tried to point out that Tim Pool was exposed 12 months ago for, except that the charges were never filed and the investigation has been dropped. Like, what? Like, no. Like, that's dumb. That's not even true. See, right here. There was never any evidence produced nor charges brought in this. This is fake news, guys. Fake news. Fake news. The fakest of news, if you will. Anyone else? Do we have any other ones? Let's actually go check our original post for the show, because I did ask you guys to submit memes. Did anyone submit a meme? You asked for it. You got it. Where's my posts? No memes. Oh, you guys are slacking. Just checking again real quick. Oh, West Virginia. We have the repeat, but that's fine. I was a big fan of this one. We can end on this one, guys. I appreciate all of you that showed up. We are at an hour and 15 minutes or so. That's a nice length, if you will. But yeah, guys, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we are here together for the evening update. Saturday, we are here for the weekly update. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:30 p.m., we have the evening update. Saturday at 7 p.m. to make way for the weekly update to have its full 2-hour duration before the conversation starts at 9 with Adrian Dittman. We also have Monday, Two Vets and a Gardener is going to be firing up 8:45 p.m. Eastern. Tuesdays, the Topic Exchange at 8:45 p.m. as well, where Gardner hosts and Shell and I co-host. We also have Shell and Christina's Bible Space, Sundays at 4 p.m., but I believe they are skipping it this week, if I read that correctly. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Go ahead and check out my website that is linked in my profile at patriotdad.org. You can find my Linktree replacement that was created by Time Chain Consulting and Siraj. You can also get one for yourself. But you can buy me a coffee. You can also support me by going to my YouTube channel, my Rebel channel, my X profile, supporting me there. You can also go to the Men's Empowerment Network if you need help with a difficult divorce or custody fight. You can get some consulting there where I can tell you some of the secrets that I used to maintain the best assets in my divorce, as well as to maintain full custody of my children. So reach out to mensempowerment.network or send an email to me to find out more about that. But yeah, guys, go to my website, go to my different profiles, come support, and we'll see you here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern for the weekly update, guys. I hope you all have a great rest of your night and enjoy your weekend with family. Take care, everyone. Love you. Bye.